I'd like to call to order on June 4th, approximately 7:01 PM, to open the public hearing. But first, I'd like to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Can we all stand? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. At this time, we have enough alternates for a final decision, or enough members? Right, so we don't need to see any alternates. We already have a confirmation, so this is just an extension from the previous hearing. The last hearing, we were asked to give amount of time to submit additional public or additional information for application 24-031-Z, 244 Lee Farm Drive, for Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Sherry Capaldo. So, have we received any additional information?
We have the correspondence from our attorney. I'm not sure what the status is, but Jordan's not here and he didn't fill me up on it. So if you want to come ahead to the podium, introduce yourself, and just let us know what the progress is.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kane and members. The last hearing, as the chairman correctly pointed out, was continued, the public hearing, for that effort for, with some hope that I could communicate.
Did you
with-
introduce yourself? I'm sorry. Did you
sorry?
introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Louis Martaccio, 191 Main Street, Southington, Connecticut. At the last hearing, I believe was my request, we continued or kept open the public hearing with the hope of having some version or form of communication with Southbury's town attorney. Regretfully, I was unable to connect with him. Several attempts were made. I am told, however, though, that Attorney Franklin Pillacy had, I believe, 2 telephone conversations with him. There was no meeting of the minds as it relates to the issue related to the statute, which I believe was the town attorney's initial position. Based on the fact that we've gotten no additional input or there was no meeting of the minds, and I was unable to have any communication with him, as Mr. Kane, you might remember, I had suggested to this board or this commission that there were 3 primary, for lack of a better term, arguments that to be presented. The first being that I believe it's within your statutory authority to administratively or through the planning and zoning approve it. I have no intention of presenting any claim in that regard. I'm aware of the town attorney's position. Any attempts I made to point out what I believe to be incorrect were not successful. I believe, from speaking with Attorney Pillacy, he didn't have any success in pointing out the error that perhaps we believed was being made. So that is off the table. If there is an appeal, and hopefully there's not ever going to go that direction, it'll be an issue to be dealt with at a later date. But for today, argue, for lack of a better term, argue number 1, it will just be irrelevant. We won't go forward on any claim in that regard.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that wants any additional input before we close the hearing?
Is there anyone here on behalf of this matter that's pending?
I'd like
Other
that,
than
being
yourself.
that there are some alternates here that might not be fully informed of.
No, this is public input. You have a right, you will have an opportunity to
Okay.
speak.
Okay. Anybody like to say anything?
Well, we're all here
You
in
have to come
support
up.
of,
You have to come to the mics, tell your name and where you're from.
I'm Nancy Smetana from Pine Rock Road, just around the corner from them. And we're all here in support of them. And doing the house the way it should be rebuilt will make all of our properties more valuable too. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Just one thing, Mr. Capaldo, I just want to bring out that all the commissioners who are present here were in fact present from the beginning of the application and the public hearing. So when we do have alternates, they are in fact sitting in for commissioners that may be absent. So all the commissioners that you see today, A, we have a quorum, and B, are all here since the onset of your application. So there's nobody here that's not aware of where the project is and how we're leading in that direction. Just wanted you to be sure.
Is there anybody here that objects, that would like to speak on their behalf? Let the record know
No,
that.
no, it's not, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Marjorie Ashmore. I just want to say, they've been really, for the last 7 or 8 months, dealing with living not in their own home, but renting a home and dealing with paying expenses for both. And I think that when the attorney spoke, there was something that this committee did not know about at last meeting, that I feel that they've had 30 days to find out that statute, the information that was presented. So I think that they should be passed. Thank you.
All right, at this point, let the record show that we've had everybody speak with and against. At this point, I would like to close the hearing. Anybody to second?
Second.
All right, John Allen seconded. All right, at this point, we will take the time to, all in favor, I'm sorry. Aye.
Aye.
David?
Aye.
All right, let the record show all in favor to close the hearing.
Yep.
All right, at this point, we will deliberate and talk about, at this point too, also, there's no more input that could be put in for anything that we're talking about or anything at this point in time. At this point, is any board member have any questions that they want to discuss or any subjects on this matter?
I don't.
Mr. Kidd, I apologize for interrupting. I know you have a question
David, do
pending.
you?
Sorry.
No, I don't.
Sorry to interrupt, and I know you have a question pending. Would it be okay for me to simply recap, or at least have Mr. Capaldo recap? If for no other reason, I know that the photos, in particular, the photos of the ledge, were sent, I believe, they went to Jordan, I'm told, went out to the commission as a whole. Would you indulge Mr. Capaldo to have literally a 1-minute recap of?
I don't think we can do that at this point because we already
The
closed the
public
meeting.
hearing is closed, so at this point, the deliberation is being made by the commission. You are welcome to sit and hear, but unfortunately, the hearing is closed. So,
But I will state the fact that I did review all the updated email with all the photos of underneath the foundation and everything else. So I'm up to speed, and I'm sure everybody else has seen them, so I can't speak for them, but at this point, I can say that I actually looked at them all.
Okay.
Are they in
And-
this book?
Yes,
And-
we seen them, you did preside
I did,
most of
yes.
them. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 additional that I didn't see. I saw the tree stump, and then there was the neighbors underneath their foundation, all that stuff. So I am aware of all of it. We do have photos we can pass around.
Yeah, it's not even necessary, because I do believe that everyone on the commission did receive.
Right, but I think
An
it's
email
worth
copy.
taking the moment for me just to pass them along so everybody can take a look.
And while you're doing that, I realize the public hearing is closed, but not necessarily the application, but that's procedural. All I'd ask is, again, to reiterate, that this is not a request, the roughly 5 feet is not a request for additional living space. The only addition would be a pull-down storage for mechanicals. There are no living space, there is no, while there's access, it's a pull-down stairwell. Given the fact that the ledge is a legitimate recognized hardship.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys.
and
have
Mr.
questions-
Capaldo, Jordan did relay your conversation earlier today to the commission. And having said that, if they do have any questions while they're discussing this, you guys are welcome to come and, answer the question. It's just closed to the public, not to you guys.
still there?
Yes.
Two letters, agree to and not to.
What,
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions or anything?
No.
All right. I open a motion to vote on this. John, would you like to start? Mr. Allen?
Yeah, I'll start. After reviewing the plans, I would like to approve this application. I really don't see any of the structures nearby, the 5 feet not making too much of a difference, with neighbors and everyone else. So I would approve this application for this house, and I think it would be a beautiful addition to the town.
Mr. LeBona?
I'm going to kind of piggyback what Mr. Allen said, Commissioner Allen said, that I also think it would be a great addition to the town. I did review the letters from our attorney dated May 2nd, as well as the follow-up letter. And I do see both sides of the argument, but I do think that the fact that this is not going to create any living space, and that, based on the photos, I'm going to also vote for the Capaldos, I'm sorry.
Mr. Pediteri?
David,
Yeah, I approve.
do you want to give a reasoning for your approval?
No, I went through all the evidence. I don't see anything that would make me want to go the other way, so I approve.
Kathy?
Yeah, I approve also. I still think that it's a safety issue with only having one egress, and so I think that's reason enough as well.
Okay. On this, as far as a judgment, to me, the structure is more of a personal preference due to the fact of a necessity. Under the town statute, it states that there is no structure allowed to expand in any direction due to a unconforming structure that is in a unconforming lot. This house can be reconstructed into a area that will fall into a conforming parcel setbacks, but then would cause the structure to in turn be limited in size, which would be smaller than what they have. After reviewing the town attorney's statements and provided proof that the statute states clearly that there is not to be any expansion in a non-conforming R20 zone, I cannot support this just due to the fact of the regulations that are put in place.
So we have 4-1.
We have 4 to 1. So, in this instance here, I ask everybody if this is their final decision.
Yes.
It is mine, yeah.
All
Yes.
right. Let the record show it's 4 to 1. I vote to close this
So you have to
hearing.
make a motion
Oh, make a motion to close this hearing?
and
Everybody
to
in
approve
favor?
the application
I'm sorry.
And to approve
And to approve the application.
with the resolution.
with the resolution.
So moved.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I thought I turned my volume down. All right, so.
I'll second it.
I'm sorry?
I'll second it.
Yep.
Aye.
All right, Southbury Zoning Board of Appeals, Town of Southbury, Connecticut, a resolution variance to zoning regulations, 244 Lee Farms Drive, application number 24-031-Z, June 4th, 2024. Whereas the Zoning Board of Appeals received on April 2nd, 2024, an application for Joseph and Sherry Capaldo, seeking approval for a variance in the zoning regulations to enlarge a non-conforming structure in height. Whereas the pre-existing non-conforming structure height is currently 24 feet and will be increased to 29 feet for a 5-foot increase in height. Whereas the Zoning Board of Appeals held duly noticed public hearing to consider the application on May 7th, 2024, and closed the public hearing on June 4th, 2024. Now therefore be it resolved that the Southbury Zoning Board of Appeals voted to approve the variance to the zoning regulation to increase the non-conforming structure by 5 feet on the site plan titled Front Elevation, Rear Elevation, prepared for Capaldo Residence, 244 Lee Farm Drive, Southbury, Connecticut, prepared by Blue Moon Collaborative LLC, dated March 6, 2024, and received by the Land Use Department on March 28, 2024. Adopted at this meeting of Zoning Board of Appeals on June 4th, 2024, and signed by Mark Kane, Chairman, Zoning Board of Appeals. Go. Congratulations.
And all in favor? All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for your time and your consideration. We appreciate it.
All right. At this point,
Thank you, guys.
any new business that we have?
No new business.
Okay. Any correspondence?
No, no.
Have a good night. Staff report?
No?
No.
Nothing?
Okay.
Minutes? Approval for May 7th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. I am voting to approve. Anybody want a second?
Second.
I'm in favor here.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Any new bills?
No.
Any other business that may properly come before the commission? Update on clear update, what? Update on clear update?
It's the ZBA training.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to ask if any one of you guys attended the meeting or the training.
that last one, I tried to attend, but I didn't have the code to get in. They never sent me a code.
Okay, so there is a follow-up email that I sent, I think it was on maybe like Thursday or Friday. That's a recording of the training. And so it's in the email. I can resend it to you tomorrow or on Thursday, and if,
Get it.
you did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm sure it was
for those
working.
commissioners who haven't, John, did you take the training at all? No, okay, so the only reason I'm pushing for this is, it is, and I just did Casio, so there's a lot of like stuff fresh in my head. So one of the requirements for all commissioners of all the commissions is that they should do their 4.5 hours of mandatory training. And it is not more so a request, but a requirement. So the only reason I'm pushing for you guys to doing it is that there can be repercussions about commissioners not going through training and approving or denying applications, which could actually come back to bite us. So if you could take that training that I have sent you, and then it gives you a certification that you have attended it, and then it just goes on your record, and at any point, if you're audited, I have all that paperwork intact to show that all our commissioners are well-trained in their commissions. So,
All right,
So-
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah, if you could send me a link, I'd love to watch it.
I will, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay?